I was the person that was involved with Mr. Kraft, who threw the water bottle over my shoulder and across chambers. Some of you were there with me, but for those who were not, here is what happened. I walked over to speak and say hello to Mr. Jennings. I was speaking with the mayor, Mr. Jennings, the city manager. We were all together by the dais, discussing mutual frustrations about how the resolutions were being handled. Mr. Kraft came over, our conversation continued. We were not all agreeing that it was polite and civil. The mayor shared that she felt that the resolutions were political. I commented that I did not necessarily agree, and provided as an example the resolution regarding Mr. Kraft's behavior. When that resolution was first on the agenda, I emailed council, and I stated that I thought that the behavior that resolution spoke to, Mr. Kraft mouthing the term from the dais was inappropriate, and that I thought it was council's responsibility to make a public statement that that behavior was inappropriate. Last Monday night, I basically restated that. At that point, Mr. Kraft exploded out of his chair, grabbed the water bottle from the dais, threw it over my shoulder across council chambers, while he yelled repeatedly, "Fine, Beth, fine. You have convinced me. I will vote to censure myself." Needless to say, I was shocked. One of the inappropriateness of the action, but I was also hurt that it would be directed at me, because I had reached out to Mr. Kraft, and I thought we were able to communicate even when we disagreed. As I was collecting myself and holding in the tears, a policeman in attendance asked me if I needed an escort. I said no, I was okay. As I was waiting to leave the building, Mr. Kraft walked out, and I asked him if I could walk with him. I did. I shared that I was hurt and disappointed because I thought we had been able to have civil conversations. Mr. Kraft acknowledged that his actions were not okay. And let me reiterate, they are not okay. Solidified my belief that our city council has a responsibility to make a public statement that such behavior is not acceptable. I do want to publicly thank Mr. Jennings and Mr. Crow. Mr. Jennings sat with me last Monday night as I collected myself, and Mr. Crow checked on me soon after he heard what happened. Mayor Welsh, I believe you have a particular responsibility to lead in making this statement. Therefore, I was disappointed to read in your newsletter your characterization of the resolutions that include the one regarding Mr. Kraft's behavior, as I quote, designed to use our legislative process to pursue personal agendas. This is not the pursuit of a personal agenda. I was also disappointed to read the conclusion of your newsletter, which states, and again I quote, I will work to limit such vitriol, including attacks on staff and members of council by the public and members of council. I'm disappointed and saddened that you didn't feel the need to acknowledge the impacts of the actions of council have had on members of the public. In conclusion, and I've shared this with several of you, communication and respect amongst the members of this council is broken. Until it is repaired, I see continued difficulty in moving forward with the business of our amazing city, which, even though I've only lived here since '97, is an amazing and wonderful place, in part because all of us in this room, those on the dais and those standing behind me, care and love our city. I wish I knew how to fix this break. I wish I had a magic wand, but I don't. I do believe, however, that making a public statement about appropriate behavior is a good step forward. Thank you for your time.